Maybe you could tell us a little bit about what happens, what the story is.
Yes, I can. Well, it's this movie is a remake off of a Don Siegel film that was Clint Eastwood starred in, and their take on this was the POV kind of from Clint's character's POV of how he sees these women. It's during the Civil War, and it takes place in an all-girls school, where obviously in that time, like, emotions are so heightened, and it was a very scary time of these Southern girls that live in a school, and they're kind of they haven't seen a man in a very long time, and
right.
they're Confederate side, so they're Southern ladies, and they one of the youngest girls finds a wounded Union soldier and brings him in, which is kind of forbidden because that's the other side. So is he is he good or is he bad? And so that's basically the story that Sofia told as well. But Sofia switched to the perspective, and it's all told from the girls' POV and how it affected them,
right.
And the emotions and hormones, especially for my character, of what it feels like to see a man when you haven't seen one in so long, and also kind of especially Nicole's character, she's the head mistress, Nicole Kidman, and her kind of power and feeling of protectiveness as well, kind of women sticking together and the protective nature of it, and women of all ages too. So
So when Colin's character, John McBurney, arrives, the dynamic amongst this group of women and younger women changes completely, doesn't it?
Yes, it really shifts, and also because because Kirsten Dunst plays the teacher in it, and my character is Alicia, and she's the oldest of the students, so she's kind of hitting this point where she's about to be a woman. She's going into womanhood, and her character in general. Because in the book, because this is also a book, I didn't read the entire book, but Sofia had sent me it with highlighted pieces and tabs about my character. She was like, just read over this, and it says that her mother, my character's mother, was one who just taught her, like, everything you do, it's like all about seducting the opposite sex. So it was all about everything she did was all about getting a man, or marrying well, or stuff like that. So now it's a Civil War, she hasn't really been able to put those things she's learned into action, but now that McBurney's here, she really can, and she has fun with that, and makes all situations about her. She's like so self-absorbed and dramatic. It's like everyone's very dramatic at this time because it's so scary, but she's even like more so. She thinks everything's about her. So she's kind of funny. I haven't really played a comedic. I don't know. It's like Sofia and I, we talked about like timing and because there's definite twisted dark in the film, but Sofia knows how to balance that with humor. She has a really good sense of humor.
Do you think the dynamic applies now? Do you think if a man would arrive into a house full of women these days, it would still would it be as dramatic as it is in this?
I think this. I mean.
And what was it like for Colin, I guess, on set?
We got to objectify him, which was great. We really reversed that. We had like a sexy calendar shoot day of where it was like beauty shots of Colin, like in the garden, like sawing shirtless and like with the hose with water. And like he was such a good sport about it. And he's so great in the film because he has this mysterious, he's so charming too. So, I mean, I think now if we were in a situation where you hadn't seen a man in so long, even if it was like a house full of men and they hadn't seen a woman for so long, can you imagine how that would be? So
Thank you very much.
Thank you.